What's up, lube tubers? I'm back at the shop here on a Sunday, dinking around on old Blue. It's kind of getting a new name as like the Peter liner or the Peterbilt. I'll tell you why here in a minute. If you haven't watched this, is my 1983 359 Peterbilt. I pulled out of a barn 5 or 6 years ago now. We got it running again. Done all kinds of work to it. Transmission went to an 18.913. A little bit of interior work. That's really where this truck needs to work. It sat in a barn for like 15 years and mice just ravaged in there, but I got it cleaned up enough that I could stand it, and I put 30,000 miles on it like that. So, Big Cam 3 400, somebody built it. Whoever rebuilt it did a wonderful job because it runs pretty hard for 400. I found a Peterbilt, a skinny Peterbilt tank. I made that my hydraulic tank. I went to skinny regular Peterbilt tanks back there. You can tell the hydraulic tank was put on after the polish job that this truck got at one point before my wedding, because I got married on a trailer on the back of this thing, actually. But it's a good old truck. I'm going to work on some stuff today. I'll show you why I call it the Peter liner. I do have all the stuff for a second stack. Finally, been one stacking it for 5 years now. I don't know if I'll get to that today. I also have a dual fuel line kit for the Big Cam from Pittsburgh Power. I don't have a lot of time today, which is unfortunate. What we got to do, what I started on, and I'll show you. I was hauling, well, let's go back to this. Let me put in a picture. I bent this truck. I bent the rail real bad. It was a perfect storm, and I got stuck in the mud weighing 100,000 pounds. I was just shy of 100, like 98, some change. One set of drivers went clear down, and the other side did not. And that was all she wrote. This is a light rail truck, so it was not going to spring back, and it didn't. And so let me put in a picture right here real quick. So anyways, you can see the drivers sunk. She never sprung back. So I found a set of, plus I wanted to re-gear. I had 355s. When I went to the 18.913, it gives you a smaller overdrive gear. This truck would do 103 miles an hour, and I did that too many times because I'm arring around the highway. So to be better for what I do, because I'm always heavy, or equipment and things like that, always heavy. Want a little lower first gear. Want to be in the high range or the high gear more on my highway speeds, and have those gears a little closer together, if you know what I mean. So I found a set of Freightliner cutoff with 390s that I wanted, and came with these super singles. I'm still running them. I'll wear them out. I'll be all right. And I'll show you here. Cut the truck in half. Freightliner from here back. Reasons why I went Freightliner. One, I'm poor. Freightliner rear ends are a dime a dozen, and they're round. And I actually really like the airliner suspension. It seems to be pretty tough. It rides really nice. My Peterbilt rear ends were still good, but that suspension was pretty tired. Like I said, I think there could be 2 million miles on this truck, and I wouldn't be that surprised. It's been around the world with a rubber duck a few times. So let me show you here. So as you can see right here, straight seam cutter like this. You're like, why did you do that? Let me show you. So the Freightliner rail actually sits inside, like almost perfect. It sits inside the Peterbilt rail. So it goes in, and then it's also bolted. It's welded, and then it's cut, and then it's welded. So the bottom matches perfect. It inlays inside the rail, then comes up there. I've already been over 100,000 pounds many a time on some pretty bad roads, and I haven't had a problem with it. That's why I haven't painted it or done anything. Reason number one, just not a finish work guy. And reason number two, I wanted to keep an eye on it and see if it's going to pop or break or do weird stuff. So this truck is a long ways away from being where I want it to be someday. Because in a perfect world, someday when I'm rich, which may be never, I'll pull these rears off. I will re-rail to a 3/8 rail all the way through. Go to New Way air rides, and New Way air ride suspension. Rides really nice, and it can articulate. That's what I need, is things that can flex and twist for the off-road stuff that I do. Airliner, not great for that, but the price was right, and it got me back on the road. I had a brake pot that was trying to rot through, and then I was hauling cows this fall, and the road got real intricate. And I don't know if this spring, you can see the broken spring there, was broke before, or if that's the trip that broke it. I don't know. So new leaf on this side, new shocks. And yeah, I got to put this thing back together because I kind of want to drive it tomorrow. I haven't driven this truck in, oh man, it's been a minute. I'm going to zoom out here. It's been a little bit. It's been 3 or 4 months at least. And she's just a sweetheart. So I'm going to try and get that finished up today. I need to get this done. I can't decide if I embark on the second stack or do I do the dual fuel line kit. I don't know, because I've got 5 hours and then I got to be places. So it's been a good old truck. He's pretty fun, but you can see, I mean, the interior is far from perfect. She's been around the world, but she's kind of dusty right now anyways from just sitting. But yeah, been a good rig. Put a lot of miles on this thing. I've been all over the place in it. And yeah, so maybe today's the day we dual stack. Either way, I need to get, look at this hot rod. This is another one of my customers. This thing's a Butte, Clark. Oh, look at that thing. She's a sweetheart. Get you out here so you can see a little better. There is no better colors I could have picked for a semi than that. Faves. Anyways, let me get you guys set up here. There's a big cam in a box. Guys set up here and we will embark on what I got to do here. Alrighty. I did put a new stud in here. I need to put the brake can on. I think that's number 1. 001 here. Let's see. This is my clevis. I still need to do a tour of my new used service truck I bought over there. One of these days. Oh, look at that. Comes with pins. Mint. The old one was rusted out, like I was scared pretty good pulling it off. This thing's kind of a bomb, if you don't know. So, let's see here. I need to cut the old one. Probably stick the drum back on is what I should do. So I don't adjust past and have to go backwards, if you know what I mean. And yes, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut this, get this mounted up, and then, and I want this. I sit out here kind of on a highway in my shop, and there is a ton of divorced family transfers, child transfers that happen in front of my shop on the weekends. It's kind of weird. I mean, it's fine. It's a safe place to do it, whatever. But just one of those places, I guess. So anyways, I'm going to gather some stuff up, do some cutting, and we'll regroup here in a few. Here, I gotta show you guys something that took me way too long to discover. See this right here on the side of your brake can? There's a J-bolt in there for releasing your brakes. I have been a mechanic for 8 years now. I probably figured that out maybe 2 years ago. It was by accident. It's like, oh my gosh. So anyways, they say these brake cans, if you've never done these before, you gotta cut them. They just say this and you figure out where you want it. Always thread this nut down past where you're going to cut, and then you can thread it off and automatically clean up your threads. Makes life fine, dandy, and far easier. So let's see here. I'm going to put that drum on. The drum on because I want that. I'll probably have to back off that slack adjuster. Actually, we're expanded. I'm going to measure the other side. See where we are at. And we'll do it that way. You know, I really would like. I love this truck. It is fun, and I love my International. And a lot of it could be me just being the restless individual that I am. I think that I would enjoy a newer truck quite a bit. And just because like I'm getting to the point where I spend a couple days, 2-3 days a week in the truck and in Denver. And if you've been in Denver, the roads in Denver are worse than the dirt roads are in Colorado. So that's always fun. Let's see, should be on the retract side here. Let's just stick her on here and see where we end up. Now, there's some really slick ways to do that with a dolly, if you have one. I do not, so I just got to manhandle it. It's not a big deal. Still youngish. I'm going to grab a tape measure. I'll measure that, cut it, install it, and go from there. All right, got my spring brake cut down, got my clevis on there. I'm going to air this up. I'm pretty sure I've aired my compressor. So it retracts, and then it makes it easier to get it started and things like that. So let's see here. Probably want to actually go like this. Come on, that thing. There it goes. Fully retracted there. I'm going to move swift-ish so that we can get this thing on here in a timely-ish manner. I want my pin. Ugh. How in the world did this thing go on there? It must have been like that. Now it's saying it doesn't want to do that. That's handy. Come on, you rotten thing. See, what's going on is my hose is too long. This isn't going to fall on me here. Okay. Come on, you rotten old girl. Dumb. I kind of got myself in a pickle here. It's not that it won't fit, it just is. Just gotta flex everything over there just a little bit. Oh, come on, turd. Dang it. What shall we do here? I'm gonna have to bend this in here, like so. Come here. Let's pin it first and then go from there. See what the world thinks of that. Oh, come on. Man, this air hose is just right where it couldn't be more of a pain in the butt. I have to regroup here. A little better planning and preparation. I can get this thing started. Come on, you rotten. Oh, again. Come on, go on. Wow. Yep. We're gonna have to regroup. That is not going to work. Dadgummit. Darn it. So, I'll show you kind of what was going on down there. I've got this in here. With this and my big air check, it's too long. So I need to pull this apart, go to a smaller air fitting with a 90 on it, so I can keep it retracted and be able to move it a little more, you know. Okay, here's the fix. 90 keeps it, because I was hitting the drive shaft back here. Here, I will transport you. You guys can see me fight. Be a good time here. Let me get you a little bit of. Okay, let's get this party started. Oh boy. I want to go here. And then here. That thing leaks like a some gun there a little bit. Well, let's try this. Let's get these bolts started. Yes. There's another big washer out. This will work. Get over here. Oh, don't be that way. All right. Perfect. Come on, you rotten thing. Go on. What the heck? Why am I not having up motion here? Look at that. First pin in. Man, now we need to just kind of move this thing up here. What is the deal with the now up? That's weirding me out. Okay, let's see. Gotta grab a wrench real quick. Did I bring it over here? Of course I didn't. A little bit of a race against time while I'm leaking air out because I don't want to fire up my compressor. But we're so close to being done. Come on. What the hell? I'm confused. I need this whole brake can to go up, and it just won't give it to me for some reason. Like it's stuck down here. Fine, turd. Be that way. Wait, I color me confused. Without a doubt there. I do not understand the big problem here. There it goes. Right there is where I want her. See, now we got enough thread started. If we lose the brake can, we'll be okay still. or lose the air, you know, and it tries to set the spring brake. Come on. There she goes. There she's getting tight. Okay. Well, now we know we can set our brake. You know, it's probably real close to being set. Yep. You was close already. Okay, perfect. Now I can get out from under here. I'll tighten that. Mint. Okay, so what I could have done is put that J-bolt in there to hold her open while I was screwing around, but that would be too easy, right? So I did not do that. Instead, I just used air to hold the can open. Give me a little bit of time. What is this one? This one's going to the service brake? Must be. Let's see. Parking. Yes. I want that one to go to here, which was this goofy thing with the pipe thread on it. Now, better put some pipe dope on this real quick. Got a little bit of Blue Monster. Keep her from leaking. We'll just a little hip, right there. Grab a nip axe. How many ho? So yeah, anyways, get this brake can on. Still can't decide whether today is the day. You stupid plastic thing. Really? Oh, I might be able to, if I really cruise, get all my tires put back on. I might have time to put that dual fuel line kit on. So I'm excited to do because they claim another 25-ish horsepower. I'll explain to you if we get into that how that works. Maybe a separate video here. Might do that just so I don't run everybody long and boring on these projects. This brake. Yeah, I got to run tomorrow. I'd kind of like to have this truck done in time because the run is through an area of Denver where the roads are less than desirable. It's the nicest way to put that. This thing really cantered a little different. It's an unfortunate pain in the butt. What that is there. Just cut that zip tie. Just a little more room. You know, it's pretty nice having a shop now, because for most of my trucking career thus far, I got to do all this stuff outside and in the dirt. Also gets old pretty quick. Yeah. Let's start this one too. It's always so nice. Everything's got different freaking fittings on it, you know. Yeah, since I've got the rear ends put in it, I haven't really done too much with it. I hauled I guess I did haul quite a few loads of sugar beet still, finished out the season. Bounce between this and the Red International. And then, let's see here. And made a few lowboy runs with it. You know, just enough to kind of learn about how it's going to work. Yeah. But so far it's done good. It does ride better. It's about 18 inches longer than it used to be, which is okay. I'm definitely not a fan of longer trucks, especially for what I do. There's my little cutter bean. Because yeah, being in Denver and stuff, short trucks, they're the ticket for a few different reasons. One of them being, and while we're here, my grandpa's going to watch this. There's jack stands, if you notice in the front of the video, there's jack stands under the frame. This axle can't go down very far, and there's a jack stand on the other side. So safety is still being minded. I'm not just laying under a Peterbilt with a horribly underrated Harbor Freight jack. Even though I really can't say too many bad things about those Harbor Freight jacks. They really do a pretty good job. But yeah, you never want to lay under a truck or anything without some sort of mechanical fastener or, mechanical safety device. Safety is number one. That's what I learned in all my MSHA classes. Come on, you rotten thing. Oh. Turd. Really? There we go. All right, that's checked. Well, what we shall do next here, put the wheels and tires back on, cinch her up and set her down, and then we'll decide what we're going to do next, what the next project is here, because the spring's on, shock's on, U-bolts are tight, front bolts are tight, airbag is tight, I do believe. Yes. Yeah, so we're pretty much done back here with the rear end play. Okay, I'll put some tires on. You don't need to watch that because it's boring. And we'll move on to the next part of the freighter liner, Peter liner, whatever it is. Okay, decided to do the dual fuel line kit. Instead of the stack, we'll wait on that. Power is more important to me than looks. So let me show you how this kind of works on these and why. It's a Pittsburgh powered dual fuel line kit for the 855 Cummins. And I will show you kind of how these work in basic knowledge here. So 855 Cummins, this works for all of the PT style. I mean, not like PT on an M11 or anything like that, or an L10 or KTA, but the PT style fueled Cummins engines, 855 blocks, small cams, big cams, all this should work. So what they do is, this is your fuel pump, here's your fuel pressure line, which someone put a soft line on, which is kind of a no, from what I understand, but it's been here for a while, it works, whatever. So that's my fuel out. This engine is essentially a low pressure common rail. All of my fueling is controlled here, changes pressure in that line. And then there's oil rails that go through the head. Jumps, there's 3 separate heads on an 855, you can see there. So that fuels from the back, comes up, and then has to go past all the injectors. You can see a little hopper tube down there from here. And, well, you can't really, but it's down there. Anyways, it goes in the back of the head, goes through from one injector, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What this kit does is it brings fuel in from the back and from the front, because these heads are the same, so they've got fuel ports on both sides. So we're going to bring fuel in from the front, because what they're saying is the fuel is so hot by the time it gets up here, and or is just running out under wide open throttle, that you're starving the front two pretty good. And so we're going to bring more fuel to them, cool fuel from both sides, so that the rail is dead-headed pressure, or there is no deadhead. It's pressured from both sides. Fuel is not passing all these to get to there. It will improve flow. So we'll kind of dig into that here. The kit here is pretty slick. I've got two, because I got 2 855s. I want to put one on another one. This set of lines goes for the other one. They send you all the fittings. I mean, a guy could do this himself, but they're pre-bent and just pretty looking. And so that's what we're going to run with. So we need to pull the old fuel line off. This is going to go in the top, I assume. And yes, we'll pull that other fitting out. It'll go there. This comes in the top. It'll go like that. Yeah, we'll see. Getting the back of that one off is kind of going to be a pain. I'm quite sure of that. But we'll see what we can come up with here. Okay. Take our little line wrenches here and see if we can ballpark guess. I can't really get to this line from the other side. Oh, man. I don't know if there's enough room to get a line wrench on. Oh, what do we got there? Did it bite? No, it seems to be smaller than that. Now we got it stuck on there. Let's see if we can really rotten son again. Bummer. Okay, line wrench will not fit with that fitting on the air line, or on that big rubber line. So let me grab a regular 1/2 inch here. That's what it seems to be. Yeah, I still kind of like what I was saying. I get conflicted all the time on whether it's time to go buy a newer truck or not. The big thing that keeps me from buying a newer truck, is creature comfort aside. These old 855s cost me just really not much money a year to run. And that always makes the job more fun when you're profitable. And so, you know, I don't want to... Uh-oh, did I lose it? Where'd it go? Looking blind back here. There it is. Got her loose. We'll switch to the small one. I would like I said, a newer truck, but these old 855s just run and run and run and run and run, and cost me like nothing a year, and need to have repairs. You get pretty good fuel mileage, So here I am, still running 855s. Well, it's not even the 855 that I don't like. I would like the creature comforts of a new truck. I know, blah, 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 everybody. Just toughen up a little bit. I know I'm the king of telling people to just deal with it sometimes, but you know, driver fatigue, same thing when it comes to operating equipment, is a real thing. If you can do the same job, you're less tired, you're winning. Now if I can figure out where I just lost. There it is, I think. What a fun spot. So much fun. That one is right there. It's one of those where it's just, it feels loose on the wrench, but it's not quite finger tight. Oh, there we go. Maybe, come on. Don't quit me now. Yes, got it. Mint. Let's go yank this out on the other side. It'd just be nice to have the creature comforts of a new truck. And the other thing too is I'm particular about these old trucks. Not particular, but I don't like putting drivers in my old trucks because I'm like old Blue here. I'm real awful partial to her. Ooh, look at that. I may not have to change the fitting that's on the back of the head. Let's test it and see here. Why they say you should not mint already the big fitting, so that is wonderful. Kind of why they say you don't want to run these rubber lines is because this is a pulsed. You get the injector pulse when they fire. We'll sit there and flex this line, and then there's always the delay in rubber expansion and things like that when you're on and off the throttle. So it can make these trucks drive kind of funny, make them slow to return to an idle, things like that. The other problem with these big cams is, not problem, but there'll never really be a big power engine that's going to last. And why that is has a lot to do with the fact that they are static timed. It means the timing of the injectors does not change no matter the temperature or the RPM. Well, yeah, or the RPM or any of that. So the problem, why that poses a problem, and of course, the whole thing's going to spin. Why that poses a problem is because to make big power, you need to be able to change timing with boost and things like that, and from an idle. So when these are big power, they idle like crap, and they kind of kill themselves just sitting there idling because they wash cylinders out so bad. So it ain't a big deal. It's just another one of those things. But as far as parts availability, reliability, these are good old motors. They just run and run and run and run, and they take it on the chin, and they run and run and run some more. They get pretty good fuel mileage. An in-frame kit from Interstate McBee for all 6 pistons, head gaskets, and things is like $1,200, and I think the heads are $300 a head. Injectors are $600 a set. I mean, parts are just cheap. Turbochargers less than $1,000 for these. I mean, they are extremely cost effective in the world of fixing stuff when it comes to buying parts. So that's always a big plus. I hope I can get that other fuel line in here without unhooking the world. But we're going to find out here. See, this is obviously quite convenient to install, but not particularly correct as far as big cams go. I'm glad I set that down. That really made a difference. Fuel cell line's kind of loose. Walking around there a little bit on me.
cool part too is on the back of the shut-off solenoids on these, they have a screw that you can just grab it with your fingers, spin it in, and mechanically turn this fuel solenoid on. Like, I've had to use that before. This truck, when I first put it on the road, I hauled a load of hay. Of course, I took my grandpa with me, and the truck had enough wiring issues that it kept kicking itself out. So I had to kick the fuse out. Wouldn't work. I lost all my power. So what I ended up doing was screwing it in, jumping it with a screwdriver. Made it home that day still. So things like that are very handy when you need them. There's no such thing as limp mode on these old trucks, which is good. Good and interesting nonetheless. That's a dilemma. What do they want me to do here with this? I'm confused. Like I'm missing something potentially. Either way, see, what the heck? I am confused. This is too big. That's not going to fit. What do you want me to do here, Pittsburgh Power? Well, low pressure, return fuel, right there. Dang it. That's just weird. Weirdly and disheartening. We need this to be smaller. Let me go check. I'm actually going to have to check the instructions here. Okay. Figured it out. They give you that T. There's actually, I'll show you when I get real close to being real done here. They give you that T fitting that I thought was the T off to put in a fuel pressure gauge if you would like to. I'm not doing that. And so I do not need that T. There actually already is 2 fuel orifices. Come on, don't be dumb. Oh, you rotten thing. I cannot see what's happening here. Part of my dilemma. Okay, go on. Third. Really? So much fun. So much fun. I'm glad I don't have a regular hobby. Doesn't just stress you out. Gosh, there's tons and tons of money. Alrighty, I think that'll work. Oh man. This is pretty uptown for me to be putting in a, not just zip tying it, but actually putting in the true, holder here. If I can get it. Making me regret this choice. Come on now. No. Just don't be like that, please. Ooh. Oh, did she start for me there? It did not. Cool. What's happening here? That mouth son of a bitch. Come on. Come on, turd. It's just being ornery. I need a regular light. I don't have to put it in my mouth. The old Hazard freight lights are just the sass. Magnets. So they'll work well with my aluminum Peterbilt. There's a rivet it can hang on to. Okay. Exactly. Well, I kind of figured that might end up going, to be honest. TBH. Okay, so there's no good reason for that not to go through there. Where is said washer? Just there it is. Oh, got it. Got it. Look at that, just the sassiness of that. That is mint. That's uptown for me, kids, if you don't know that. Unhook that return line. We can get back to where it was. I think we're doing kind of okay there. Actually, I won't pull that away. Nobody's rubbing. Like that. I can live with that. I can live with that. But really, all we're down to at this point is the front elbow that goes in the front head. So I need to get an Allen wrench and pull that plug out of the head. Oh man, I'm going to tighten the back of the head while I'm thinking about it. So we're done with the back, the main fuel line headed to the back. Started its threads back there. Yes. Okay, so we'll go around back. I'm going to tighten that fuel line. And we shall be done with the back. Okay. I'm really excited to see, and it'll be easy to kind of see how much power we picked up just off of the boost gauge, Hopefully I'm threading this correctly, but I do not think that I am. I'm going to go the other way. Yes, we're winning. So anyways, in terms of performance, this truck before would peg out 28 pounds of boost. And so we will surely be able to tell if we picked up any power, if we pick up any boost. We'll put the front elbow on and yeah, button her up. And then we'll do a quick run over on kind of how this went together. Okay. So, got the back fuel line on. Got the front one on. Goes under there and around the front. I did have to unbolt the fan and lean it forward. But it's not too bad. This would definitely be one of those things. If the guy had the chance, I would do it. Check this out. Quarter drive snap-on with a 3/8 head in it. Cool. If a guy had the opportunity to do this before you put the truck together, or the engine, I absolutely would. It was just tight quarters. Wasn't too bad. Obviously, we still got her done, but could have been a little bit more convenient. Man, I'm excited for new hot rod parts. They're fun. Let's see here. Put it on the old quarter drive 3/8 here. So I got to put a crow's foot in here so I can get any bit of a turn on this thing, you know. Okay, so that's on. We need to tighten back here. Make sure we're tight. Okay, I'm going to bolt the fan on, then we'll give her a test start and see how it goes. Okay, let's fire it up and see what happens here. Hook up the batteries. I think we're good. The window open because this thing's about to smoke us out of here. Let's see what she thinks. Still in gear, so okay. Oh, something on the rad. Don't want to eat that in the fan. Okay, try this again. Oh. Always cautious when you first start something up for a runaway. You're screwing around with the fuel system, you know. All the air out of that system there. Set the old It looks pretty good so far. We see old big cam just smoking away here. Looking up here, don't see any fuel leaks. Don't see fuel running off the back of the block. I think we're winning. got her. Let her warm up and run for bed and see how she goes.